Hello dear friends, today in this video I will show you with live papers how to write the introduction section of your research paper or your thesis. Now the length of a both is different of the thesis and the papers or any article when you are submitting to a journal. So your manuscript, the first part of your manuscript is introduction. Actually the first part is abstract, but in the proper manuscript the first part is introduction. So without wasting time, first I will show you this. Look at this is a screenshot of one of the recent YouTube short that I have posted on my channel as well. You can see that I have written the steps of writing a good introduction. Now see, here are 4 steps. The 4 steps of writing introduction. The first step is that start with a quote, a story, and a numerical fact or data. Second step is what is known already about that topic that you are writing a research paper on, or what is already the available literature on that problem. Then what is unknown, what other thing is unknown, what is the thing that is missing from the literature, which is either completely not answered, or it is partially answered, or it is not answered adequately. So you will state that portion, or you can say that could be your research question as well that you are looking to do. And the third is third is this was the third sorry and fourth step is what will you do, that is the aims and objectives of your study. In the fourth step, at the end of the introduction paper, you will write your aims and objectives and what you wish to achieve in this particular paper for answering that research question. So I will start with this. I will show you some few papers live, and I will show you what does that mean. If I start with a quote, a story, numerical, you can use all these 3 things: a quote, a story, and a numerical fact or data, or you can give any one of them. And by quote or story, I mean that any quote related to that topic. Say for example, any quote related to diabetes mellitus, any quote related to colorectal cancer, and a story related to that. Say for example, any historic diagnostic point about that, when the disease was first diagnosed, or something. Or you can show a numerical fact or data about that disease, like you can write the global burden of that disease, or that the prevalence of a disease worldwide in a population, or the mortality due to that topic or that problem, just to show cause its importance and why you are going to. So just I will show you quickly these all steps in few papers. Say for example, I have certain papers open now. First, see, this is the one paper that I have recently. This is basically a review article that I have basically first published a few weeks back. It is related to heart failure. So just I will show you. So see, in a paper, this is the first part. That first part is actually the abstract, but usually the abstract, this is the abstract is the first part, but this abstract is the first part, but the abstract is written at the end of the writing a manuscript. What we will do right first is the introduction. So see, from here this introduction starts, and see this introduction, this is the start from here, and this is here, it is the first paragraph of the introduction. Then this whole is a second paragraph, from up till here is a second paragraph, see, and then we have this third paragraph, and this is in the end is a fourth paragraph. So it's a 4 paragraph introduction, and see that what I have written in this paper's introduction. So see, start. I have started that the heart failure is the most common cardiovascular disease affecting nearly 6.2 million adults in the United States, and then incidence approaches blah blah blah, and this I have written the incident above 65 years. Then I have also written, see, that prevalence of heart failure, that's 37.7 million people worldwide, and based on statistics from USA, that I have written the total cost of that been used in billions from 2012 to 2030 that can be used. So see, I belong from Pakistan, and my interest is Pakistan, obviously above all. So at the end of this first paragraph, I have written about this the about Pakistan, that one study reported, that's a back 2006, but it has said there's a 2.8 million subjects with heart failure. That's since 20 years back it was 2.8, so it would have been nearly double by now because the population has doubled since then. So this is the way. See, in the first paragraph, what I'm talking about, in the first paragraph, I'm telling you the numericals: 6.2 million in US, then 21 out of 1000 people above 65 develop heart failure. Then I'm telling that it's increasing epidemic with an approximate prevalence of worldwide prevalence 37.7 million. It's a huge prevalence. Then I'm taking that statistics from the USHA, the cost of dealing with heart failure in a healthcare industry. It is projected to increase. Now just currently it was 20 billion in 2012 and is expected to rise to how much? From 20 US billion dollar to 53 US billion dollar by 2020. 30 years, within 18 years it is expected to rise by more than 200%. That's from 20 billion dollars to 53 billion dollars. So see my first paragraph is only talking the numerical facts related to the heart failure. So what we have seen in this short, that the first step, what did you start with introduction, with either a quote, a story, a numerical or fact data. So I said you can start with all of these three things, and any of them or one. When you're writing a scientific papers, particularly if I'll talk of the medicine, of the health, see, people will see in the introduction, the first part, you will just start away with showing the importance of that paper, that why you're writing a paper on that topic, what is the importance. See, in this first paper I have only talked to numerical data, which is I guess numerical data, numerical fact is more important than other these stories and quotes. They may be well fitting into social sciences paper or something else, but in health people won't attract much to a story and quote. Rather than, here see, I have written the 4 to 5 numerical facts about heart failure, and someone if reads who doesn't know much about heart failure, is not familiar with heart failure, or as you can see, anyone who just in the first 5 lines, if you read these much of statistics related to a problem or any disease, so it showcases that how the burden of the disease is, why the research into this field is important, and why you are reading this paper. So I think this the first point now should be clear in your mind. See in the second paper what I am talking about in this paper. So see that let me choose another highlighter for this particular part. Now say heart failure is a severe and resource intensive condition that leads to early mortality, high morbidity. So I'm say in second paragraph what I'm doing, that I'm talking about heart failure, that it's okay, it's a severe disease, it has early mortality, it has high morbidity, and it leads to low quality of life and a problem of polypharmacy, taking too many medicines. Okay, then heart failure is characterized by symptoms such as, see, now I'm talking about shortness of the breath, orthonia, pleural edema, elevated GFP, this the problem of pulmonary. Now most guidelines refer to heart failure as a chronic established heart failure, which can be graded according to the classifications like New York heart classifications and blah blah. And I'm now talking about the certain 3 common phenotypes that are discussed till now in the literature, though one more has increased. So this is I'm talking about this heart failure with reduced ejection fraction, moderate ejection fraction, and heart failure with preserved ejection fraction, this last one. So then I'm talking about the many population cohorts that describe the factors that commonly predispose to some different factors, smoking, diabetes, etc. And then so 1 year mortality after heart of the UK population and blah blah blah. So I'm not going into detail. The purpose is, see in the second what I'm talking about. I'm talking about what is heart failure, how it affects the human life, that it causes mortality, morbidity, impaired functional status, lower quality of life, polypharmacy. Then I'm talking about its symptoms and signs, and I'm talking about its different categories, its different phenotypes. Then in the end, I'm telling about what have been found in the previous study. The cohorts have seen that there are many factors that lead to the heart failure, like they are talking about hypertension, diabetes, CID, obesity, and these smokings. And then I'm showing certain other facts that are from the literature, and see, I'm giving the references for whatever I'm talking about in that part. So see, in this whole second paragraph, what I'm talking about, I'm just talking about the things that are already well established in the literature. That means they are well known in the literature. Sorry. So what is happening here is, so see, in this short, I just tell the first step, we write the stat, numerical data or core story. Second is, see that we will write about what is known already. What is known already by mean that what's already published in the literature, and what is the already much known about that. So in second part, I have written about that thing. Now see, I will go through this paragraph number 3. See, in this paragraph number 3, let me change the highlighter, and let's say, okay, go for a yellow. Okay, see, in this in this third paragraph, talking that there are many well-known independent predictors of prognosis in heart failure. See, my paper is about actually the role of low serum chloride or hypochloremia in heart failure, a new prognostic and therapeutic aspect of refractory failure. So I'm talking about this prognostic marker, and I'm talking about the hypochloremia. So see, in third, I'm talking about the predictors, that there are many predictors. Outcome, however, remains poor despite these known factors regarding its hospitalization, mortality. They are still too much. So I have talking about different factors, like I have talking about this advancing age. I'm talking about advancing age, about a previous hospitalization, edema, BNP, use of beta blockers, EG. Now then I'm shifting gears, and I'm talking about the flood and electrolyte hemostasis. Now coming to my focus, serum sodium and these whatever is. Now see, actually this third paragraph, you can say, is a continuation of the second paragraph of the non-literature. Now, but in the middle of this third paragraph, see, I'm talking that recently it has been observed that the low serum chloride on admission can also predict risk in mortality. And surprisingly, survival analysis studies showing that NaCl have proposed a better, stronger prognosis value than chloride level. And now this has, I have raised a query, an excitement, or whatever you can say, that I've raised a question here, that surprising, the survival analysis studies that use sodium and chloride both have proposed that as a stronger prognostic value of serum chlorides. So see, kind of curiosity has been generated at the end of the third paper. So what I said in third paragraph, we will write about what is unknown, what is not known. That doesn't mean that something is not even discovered by yet, or they are talking about something very new and novel. No, these, I'm talking about this review article. So obviously I'm talking of the secondary research. I'm always taking things from the already published literature and trying to find gaps from there. So it's very rare by now that you go through something novel. They are usually done in experimental studies of that. But thing is, there are certain questions which are not completely answered, they are not partially answered, not adequately answered, and one aspect or other aspect is not properly answered yet, or fully not answered yet. So here hypochloremia is not that much established factor, and not talked about much in literature, not talked about much in the clinical practice. So that's I am targeting in this paper. So I have introduced that in my paper, that okay, so this is the thing that I will to see in this paper. Now see, in this fourth is actually a very short paragraph, and I will just change my color of how I try to show you. See this, in this SANRA compliance. SANRA is actually checklist for writing the simple review articles and narrative reviews like Prisma is for Smartwig reviews and others. So leave it. In this FINRA compliant review, we reviewed the, see what I'm talking, that in this review, we reviewed the role of chloride as a potential prognostic marker of heart failure. We also explored the possible mechanisms of chloride interactions in HF and in their impact on outcome. So see, in this in the last paragraph, in these 3-4 lines, I'm talking that what I have seen in this paper, what I have worked for in this paper, and what I have seen in this paper. So I have focused on 2 things that I will see. I will talk about the chloride. I will from the as a prognostic marker, and also see the different pathophysiology mechanisms. So this is the purpose of this paper, and obviously then is the rest of the paper part, so I'm not going into that. So the purpose is showing of you this, that see, I've shown you 4 parts in this short. First part, that start with any related data or code. Second, talk about the non-data, talk about the unknown data, and by unknown I am again mentioning that by unknown or by the that means that not completely unknown, that could be partially known, that could be not very adequately known, or it could be one or more other aspect. And in the 4th end, you will see what will you do, or what you did in this paper. Say, what will you do if you are submitting a proposal or a synopsis? Obviously, you talk of the future, though the study is not carried out. Here, you are talking about a paper which is published. So, so you will see in the past, in the present tense, that what is coming in paper and what is in this paper present. So 4th step is your purpose, your aims and objectives. So in this paper, I have in the 4th, see, I have written my aims and objectives for this paper, that these 2 things I am looking at this paper. So this is how you write the introduction paper. I hope that this video will really help you in writing a good introduction paper. There are many changes that depend on the topic diversity and other factors. So this is a general guideline, and I hope that you would have learned good things about writing the introduction of the research paper. This will really help you in writing your introduction of your research papers. Thank you.